Hi, I'm Rob and welcome to another TW White & Sons video review, another Mazda MX-30. So this is a MX-30 EV. This particular variant is an exclusive line, which is the middle specification of the three trim levels. It's looking lovely here in machine grey metallic with a nice bright silver alloy wheels on the side. We have privacy glass. As I'm walking past, we'll point out the keyless entry option on the door. So you can just literally grab the handle with key in pocket or bag, and the car will allow you to enter, and you can jump in and start the car. As you work towards the rear of the vehicle, you can see it's got its unique design, mimicking several Mazda models of the past, including the Mazda RX-8. Coming round to the back, we've got LED lights glowing away beautifully there. We also have rear parking sensors and front parking sensors, and also a reversing camera. So dead easy to park this car. You've got many ways to aid you to do so. As we come round to the side of the car, we have matte plastic trims around the bumpers and the wheel arches, which gives you a nice bit of protection from door-on-door car parking accidents. Up into the door mirrors, which are power folding. They have indicators integrated into the door mirrors themselves, proudly displaying its EV badging here. And around to the front of the car, we've got LED headlamps, again with a high beam function. They're also automatic, and they will react to a sensor at the top of the windscreen for both the windscreen wipers and the headlamps. So the wipers will react to rain and accordingly adjust their speed. So we have lower running strip lights here, which are also indicators when applied. So as we make our way back around the car is brand new. It's been registered, but it has its delivery mileage still. So entering the boot of MX-30, touchpad, the very bottom part of the tailgate, and just give it a lift up. You'll note in the back we have a bag which houses two cables. One's a 3-pin plug cable, just to give a top up, or if you're really stuck and you haven't got access to a proper charge point, be it at home or in the public infrastructure, then you can plug in with that. The other one is an untethered cable, which would link to a box unit like this, typically 7 kilowatts. So if your car is low on charge, the 7 kilowatt option will allow it to take it from 20 to 80% in 30 minutes. The vehicle itself has a 35 kilowatt hour battery and can take up to 50 kilowatt hour charge. So on the fastest charging points, that's 25 minutes to go from 20 to 80%. So this is accessed from the side port here, and typically the top one, which is your phase 2. Okay, back inside the vehicle, you've got 60/40 split folding seats. As I say, we've got the bag there, which has got access to the cables, and underneath you've got more storage. It also notes there's no spare wheel, but what you do receive is a foam kit and compressor. So if you can hear background noise, apologies. We are surrounded by demolition works at TW White's Weybridge at the moment. So privacy glass stops heat soak, keeps your valuables out of sight. So as we approach the side of an MX-30, you have a freestyle door system. This references the Mazda RX-8. This was our sports car offered between 2003 and 2011. So it's got a historical precedence, linking in nicely. The MX series car. Wonder why they didn't call it an RX-30. Could be a question for Mazda, that. In the back we have a synthetic leather and cloth mix. The seats are actually made of a natural recycled material. I believe they recycle plastic bottles, so not natural, but certainly recycled. We have a contrast white interior. There are other options when ordered new to have a grey or a charcoal black. With this mid-spec car, you'll also find you've got electric driver's seat with more features around memory storing the position for 2 different drivers, which should also link into the mirrors using these function buttons here. As I'm here, we've also got a stability system which can be turned off, front drive car of course, parking sensor off switch should you choose to fit, say, a rear cycle carrier, i.e. it won't stop the sensor from kicking off because it will sense the carrier and not the item behind it. So back to the interior of the car. At the rear we have Isofix child seat mounting points, that's on both sides. There are 3 seat belts at the back, so it's a 5-seat car, and of course you've got to pull out armrest with drink storage. Now, in order to facilitate getting in and out, we have switches here which are designed to move the seat along. Now it won't do it when there's somebody sitting there, because that would be silly if you could move the driver around whilst they're driving the car. Let's bring the door shut and we're going to hop on in. Inside MX-30, so presented by a lovely thin rimmed steering wheel. We have left and right buttons on the steering wheel itself. This side is more media centric for volume control, to change and adjust preset stations on your radio, or change the track that you may be streaming. Bluetooth telephone connection, of course, and there's a voice command function. That's a dual function because it will also work with Siri and OK Google once you've paired your Apple or Android device. Then you can speak and ask things like the weather, input destinations just by voice. This side is to do with more safety related equipment, including the speed limiter and adaptive cruise control. The dash itself has analog dials left and right. Obviously we have a power gauge telling you when the car is charging or discharging, i.e. using the battery. Typically it works on throttle response, so the harder you push the throttle, the further around it will swing, the faster the car will go. The car's 145 horsepower on that note, and a car has an acceleration time of just a shade under 10 seconds, so it's quite sprightly. Doesn't sound particularly fast, but it's a single gearbox, so it's quite sprightly from a standing start, and as you can imagine it will tail off as you go to faster road speed, to the point that it's limited to 87 miles per hour. So plenty for UK use. You're not going to be burning the Autobahn, so when you visit Germany. Coming down we have automatic wipers as noted before, using the sensor box above here, and of course auto wipers, so auto wipers and lights. Alternatively we have paddle gear changes. Now I say gear change, slight misterm there, it's a regen function, so this increases or decreases, so increases through the plus pedal, decreases through the minus pedal, and will add or decrease the regenerative effect. So on the minimum effect, it effectively freewheels down a hill, it will speed up. On the flat, it will roll for a fairly long way till friction and gravity get in the way. And of course you can use it to slow the vehicle, and by slowing the vehicle on the paddles you're then adding energy back into the battery. You're not physically using the brakes themselves, so that's going to save brake pad and disc wear, of course. So it's a really nice thing to do. You'll get used to it. It'll feel a little bit like you're controlling the car through gears. It builds artificial engine braking in, and it's the best way to get the most efficiency out of your vehicle. So we also have a head-up display, which I'll try and zoom in on. So there we go. So we have 0, 30, 30 is the road speed, 0 is the speed currently. If you turn on the adaptive cruise, it will also allow you to show that up on that information on the head-up display too. Okay, coming across we have the Mazda multimedia entertainment and the controller that controls it. I need to zoom back out, there we go. Coming up here we have a dedicated screen just for the heating and ventilation. You have hard buttons here, or touchable screen here. Car also has heated seats for driver and passenger, 3 different stages, really useful when you're trying to use as little energy as possible to heat the car up. Heating the car with a battery vehicle is taking energy from the batteries effectively. So heated seats will be a boon, and that will allow you to at least stay warm without having to use some of the battery energy. Coming down, you'll note cork. Now, there's a reason cork exists in a Mazda. In 1924, Mazda actually was set up as a cork producer in Hiroshima in Japan. Now, it was after the war that they decided that cars were probably a more exportable item. It would be mass transit after the post-war era. So this is why we have cork in our cars. It links to the heritage of Mazda. We also have, as we reach around to under here, a USBs to charge your device. Obviously the gearbox single speed effectively then goes forward and backwards only. By going into reverse though, you'll pop up the reverse camera and the sensors will activate front and rear. We're not close enough to anything for them to actually beep. And then of course into drive and the car will go. So dead easy to use. Go and stop. 2 pedals only, of course. Coming rounds, we've got a digital display here which can be configured for just speed, for driving information, and then back to the adaptive cruise, which again you can activate. It will either have a lane departure function, An adaptive cruise with lane keeping assist, which will centre the car in the lane when you're on a motorway or a road. As long as it can see white lines, it can happily centre itself in the road. And this allows you to adjust the car down to almost, well, to half a second of gap, effectively allowing the car to brake to a complete halt should it need to. Really good for low speed driving for an urban condition, or indeed on motorway speeds up to its top speed, technically 87. The car also has blind spot indication. It may be difficult to show you, but I'll point with my finger. There's a triangle here which will flash at you and alert you to cars, vehicles coming up to on your off side or near side. Therefore, if you're going to make a lane change, it would flash at you, potentially stop you having a bit of a clash. Coming rounds, the interior in the lighter interior option with the fabric seats and the leatherette in white. That black charcoal headlining and a self-dimming frameless rear view mirror. So a lovely specified car, and literally 10 miles on the vehicle as it stands. So thank you for reviewing this MX-30 exclusive line EV video on our recently registered vehicle. Very low mileage, effectively ready to go. This can be purchased from us using our dealer funding services. We can also buy cars for part exchanges against the vehicle. We look forward to hearing from you for any inquiry regarding this car or similar. Thank you.